And welcome to the latest episode of the Racing PodBlast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aiken from Narrowing the Field. And we're track hopping today on the pod, taking in 3 tracks from Saturday's National Hunt Cards, covering 1 race from Chepstow, 1 from Sandown, and 1 from Aintree. Coming up, the big handicap of the weekend, the Becher Chase, being under the focus for us from Aintree. And we have our PodBlast Racing news segment as well. A satirical look at some of racing's headlines from recent days. That's later though. First, some race analysis coming up, starting with the Welsh National Trial at Chepstow, due off at 1:36 on Saturday. Ben, good morning, and can you start us off with that one?
Yeah, morning, Tony.
Morning.
Yeah, Welsh National Trial, often been a strong pointer for the Welsh National itself. 5 Welsh National winners since 2011 had their prep run in this contest. All 5 of those winners finished in the first 3 in the trial. And 9 winners of the trial race since 2011 went on to run in the Welsh National next time out, and 4 of them won the Welsh National. So well worth looking out for the winner of this race in the Welsh National itself. Also worth looking out for those that recorded a top 3 finish in this trial. For this year's renewal, I've narrowed the field down to a work in progress, Jubilee Express and Manila Blueway. A work in progress is the obvious one. He's 5 from 5 over fences so far, and he clearly entered chases last season on a very workable mark, having been campaigned over the minimum trips on his first 4 starts to gain a favourable handicap mark before being unleashed in handicaps over staying trips. He's 6 from 6 over 2 mile 6 and longer trips, and he's likely still got plenty more improvement to come from his mark of 125. Maybe a small query that 4 of his wins have come on heavy, 2 have come on soft. He'd probably prefer the ground at Chepstow to soften from its current good to soft, which it might well do. Rain is forecast for the track. But I'd say the good to soft, it's an unknown rather than a negative for a work in progress. His trainer, Nick Gifford, also has some strong stats since 2023 in chases and hurdles with his geldings that won last time out. 11 winners and 2 placed from 20 qualifiers, 55% win strike rate. It's another positive for a work in progress. It is his first step into a Class 2, but signs are he's probably more than up to that level. And he does probably look the one to beat, although he's priced up accordingly at around 11 to 8. Jubilee Express finished second in the Welsh National last season off the same mark he runs off here, and conditions are in his favour. 2 mile 4 or further, good to soft or soft ground, and not seasonal debut, where he is 2 wins and 3 places from 6 starts. He's one of those that will likely be up on the pace from the off, which is generally a positive over this trip at Chepstow. And his trainer, Sam Thomas, he's got some solid stats at Chepstow since 2020, with his chasers and hurdlers over trips further than 2 miles. 17 winners, 18 placed from 56 runners, 30% win strike rate, 63% win and play strike rate, and over 36 points profit. And Jubilee Express should go well in this trial. And Manila Blueway is the other on my short list. He was pulled up on seasonal debut last time out at Cheltenham, but he didn't have cheek pieces on that day, which he did wear on his 2 previous starts. Both of them wins, and both runs the only 2 times he's previously worn cheek pieces. I suspect that run last time out was simply a run to blow the cobwebs away. He's 0 from 4 off breaks of more than 45 days, and now they have that run out of the way. They stick the cheek pieces back on. There's every chance we'll see a much better effort from him here. That's Manila Blueway. It could turn out that a work in progress is simply miles ahead of the handicapper still. I'm happy enough to leave him alone at the odds, so I'll play Jubilee Express instead, who's currently 5 to 2, 3 to 1 sort of price. So Jubilee Express for me. Might also have a play Manila Blue Way. Tony, what you got for the Welsh National Trial?
I'm exactly the same as you, mate. I can't get away from the three that you've named. Work in Progress, Jubilee Express, Manila Blue Way. Work in Progress, I mean, it's very, very short. It's pretty skinny, isn't it? At the minute, 13 to 8. Between 11 to 8 and 13 to 8, it's moving with at the moment. He beat nothing at Utoxeter, really, on his seasonal debut. I'm not really... Yeah, I'm same as you, mate, to be honest. Jubilee Express, he possibly needed that run, as you said, Cheltenham on heavy ground. He finished 10th of 16, 33 lengths, beaten 33 lengths. But Sam Thomas, obviously, he knows the time of day now, and he has his horses ready at the start of the season, doesn't he? And basically, when it comes to January, February, he's faded into obscurity. But he has his string now. He knows the time of day now, and he has his string ripe for October, November, December, and I think Jubilee Express has got a hell of a chance here. And also, I'm with you on Manila Blue Way as well. I think he needed that run. He's had a good skip round as well at Cheltenham, behind 3-card Bragg, and then he was hampered at the 4th last and then pulled up before the 3rd last. So obviously Isabel Williams looking after Manila Blue Way on seasonal debuts. A course winner, he's won over a similar trip as well, and I think he can go well at an each way price. And I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you, mate. I'm against a work in progress because of the price. Jubilee Express appeals as a single bet, and Manila Blue Way appeals as an each-way selection as well. So, yeah, a good start. That would be a good start of the day, wouldn't it? 136. 225, Ben, the Betfair Handicap Hurdle at Sandown. We're going to now, Class 2 over 2 miles. What wins this one?
I got this one down to 3. At Glyn Bray, Katira and Honky Tonk Highway.
Oh.
Glyn Bray, winner last time out at Sandown over 2 mile 4. And he's still unexposed in handicaps, this being only his 3rd start in handicap company. And he qualifies on a Nigel Twiston-Davies last time out winner angle I have plugged in. And Nigel Twiston-Davies chasers or hurdlers that start at an SP of 10 to 1 or less and won at the same track last time out. Since 2019, those types have returned... Where are we? Those types have returned 25 wins and 9 places from 53 qualifiers. A 47% win strike rate and over 42 points profit. Toby McCain-Mitchell keeps the ride, and he's been pulling together some strong stats for the Twiston-Davies team. Currently hitting a 39% win strike rate and over 91 points profit when he rides for Team Twiston-Davies. And Glyn Bray is firmly on my radar here. Katira, one of 3 in the race for Dan Skelton. She was possibly a little out of her depth in Grade 2 company at Ascot last time out, so she'll appreciate this drop back in class. She is 7 wins and a place from 10 starts at listed level and below, which are all 7 of her career wins, and her jockey's £7 claim puts her on a workable mark for this contest. And she could be staying on up the hill at the end when others have begun to wilt. Katira. And Honky Tonk Highway is the other that caught my eye. She's also trained by Dan Skelton. She comes in off a pulled-up effort at Bangor last month. That was her seasonal debut and her handicap debut, and I'm willing to forgive her that effort, especially returning to Sandown, where she is 2 from 2 in her career to date. Winning a listed bumper on career debut and winning the listed novice hurdle on this card last year. She also drops in trip back to 2 miles, which looks a positive, as she is 2 from 2 over this 2 mile distance compared to 0 from 4 over longer trips. She's a lot better than her pulled up run from last time out suggests. Of that 3, it would be the progressive profile of Glyn Bray that interests me the most. He's the one from the head of the market I like. Glyn Bray at around 4 to 1, 7 to 2 sort of price. I also want to take a crack at Honky Tonk Highway. 20 to 1 looks too big to me, so I'm happy to take an each-way dabble at around those odds. So Glyn Bray and Honky Tonk Highway for me. Tony, what you got for this handicap hurdle?
Yeah, Kasira looks a major player. I agree with that, Ben. Thumped Golden Ace at Wetherby and now back in a handicap off a mark of 145 with a £7 claimer on board. Track and trip should suit. Sets a bit of a standard here, to be honest with you. Knickerbocker Glory is well treated on his Lanzarote win and has an excellent record around 2 miles here. And he won this last year. He won this actual race last year. Absent. He comes back from a break of... let's have a look. I've lost it. He comes back from a break of 230 days. Yeah, he's been absent a while, but Skelton targets these races, and any market strength would be interesting. But I'm with you. The two I like, I'm with you on Honky Tonk Highway. Looks progressive last term, still lightly raced for her age. She ran 24 days ago on seasonal debut at Bangor, pulling up behind Ludo, pulled up after 2 out. And I think that with the stable flying and gets a handy weight pull, interesting if the market speaks positively, around 20-1. Very interesting Honky Tonk Highway, and I'm so pleased you mentioned it on your shortlist as well. The other one I like is Paul Nicholls and Harry Cobden, not actually hitting the Saturday winners as he always targets, he likes to call them now. Big Saturday winners. Affadil has threatened to click in competitive handicaps without quite delivering, and sticks with the headgear here of cheek pieces. His mark has slipped to a tempting level, but he must settle better early in his races, as he didn't at Ascot 1st of November. Finishing 7th of 11, well beaten, 15 lengths, but hopefully he'll be back for that. It's his second run since a wind operation, so around 9-1 Affadil and around 20-1 Honky Tonk Highway for me, and Ben's also put Honky Tonk Highway in, which is a good sign. All right, now it's time for the third instalment. Just check I've got the right button here. Time for the third instalment of the PodBlast Racing News, a satirical look at some of racing's headlines from the recent days. Nothing to do with me and Ben, by the way. It's over to Dave Carslake. Take it away, Dave.
The latest instalment of the Constipation Phil saga took another nosedive last weekend, with a horse falling at the second hurdle when jumping the obstacle like Oliver Reed after a heavy night on the sauce. His trainer, Nicky Henderson, has blamed the padded hurdles now in use as the cause of Constipation Phil's recent jumping woes. I'm not sure about that myself. The horse should be used to padded things. He wears a padded suit most of the year. His stable is all padded up in case he gives himself an ouchie if he farts too heavily, and his rating has been padded out since the day he beat John Bon. I hate Cheltenham, I do, in the Supreme Novice. Padded hurdles. You're having a laugh, Daddy Cool. Football geezer Harry Redknapp is binning off his family plans on Boxing Day as he's off to Kempton to watch his horse, the Jukebox Man, run in the King George Chase. His wife, Sandra, told him his son, who was literally Jamie Redknapp, was coming round Boxing Day, and Harry replied, "I won't be here. I'll be at Kempton. Fuck Jamie, he can do one." The same thing happened to me a few years back. My old man invited the Redknapps round for Christmas lunch one year, and I was like, fuck that, I'm off to see a man about a horse that day. Sandra, I burnt your bleeding crumpets again. And finally, Ryan Moore has returned to the saddle after a brief spell on the sidelines through injury. Trainers, owners and small talk enthusiasts across the paddock breathed a cautious sigh of relief and then immediately apologised to Moore for being too cheerful. Racegoers have been warned to keep their applause to a minimum whilst Moore readjusts to life in public again. His management team also issued a public service announcement: no small talk, no novelty hats, no talk of Christmas until the day itself, and under no circumstances should anyone attempt to ask him who he thinks will win. Strictly come dancing, or, in Ryan Moore's own words, which one of the absolute gobshites in the jungle will win. Everyone has been advised to keep well clear for a few weeks, as Ryan Moore resumes doing what he does best: winning races while making it clear he would rather be anywhere else, and that he definitely has no interest in taking part in any bands. I'm a happy camper. This week's Racing News Blast. I'm Dave Carslake. Now back to the Scottish bloke and the Geordie sort of fella. Pick us some winners, lads.
Cheers, Dave. Thank you very much. Dave Carslake there with the PodBlast News. On to the 240 at Aintree over the Grand National fences, the Becher Chase. Class 1 handicap over 3 miles, 2 furlongs, 1 circuit of the Grand National course. Ben, what do you fancy for the Becher Chase?
Becher Chase, yeah, some strong race trends at play in the Becher Chase. The last 12 winners all passing the following: carried 11 stone 6 or less, ran over 3 miles or further, UK track last time out, running off a break of between 21 and 240 days, and their last win came in a chase at a UK track. 5 tick all those trend boxes this year. Gala de la Tour, Western in the Park, Monbeg Genius, Twig, and Val Dancer. Gala de la Tour has been over these fences before. She finished 8th in the 2024 National off a £12 higher mark, £15 higher when you factor in the claimer on board for this race. She was actually leading the National field approach in 2 from home, but weakened out of contention after the last one. Her stamina bottomed out. She likely doesn't stay 4 mile plus, but this 3 mile 2 is comfortably in range for her. And she does go well under the conditions she faces here. Grade 2 level or less, November to January period, and away from very undulating tracks. Under those conditions, she is 4 wins and 4 places from 10 starts, and she does catch my eye. Gala de la Tour, conditions definitely suit. A very attractive handicap mark to attack from, and the fact she handled the fences well on her previous start over them. Gala de la Tour. Western in the Park finished 4th at Carlisle last month on seasonal debut. At Gala de la Tour actually finished 5th in that race, also on her seasonal debut. And Western in the Park comes here still unexposed as a chaser, this being only his 7th start over the larger obstacles. He'll appreciate coming back to left-handed track as well. And he does look to have his prime conditions to shoot for. A left-handed track and a field of 15 runners or less, where he is 4 wins and a place from 6 starts. And he does also go well when he's relatively fresh, with 3 of his 4 wins coming on his first or second starts in a season. This is his 2nd start of the season. The Western in the Park. And Val Dancer is the other I want to cover from the trend short list. He won the Welsh National last season off a £4 lower mark. The conditions look to be in his favour in the Becher. Good to softer. 1st to 4th round of the season, and wearing cheek pieces, where he is 5 wins and a place from 7 starts, which are all 5 of his chase wins. And Val Dancer could go well here at decent odds. There's a race I'm happy to play 2 in. Those 2 being Gala de la Tour at around 6-1. I think she has a lot in her favour here. And Western in the Park at around 8-1. I think he's still got more to offer from his handicap mark over fences. So Gala de la Tour and Western in the Park for me. Tony, what you got for the Becher Chase?
Thought you were going to go with Val Dancer there, mate.
Almost.
Yeah, I've got 2 on the short list. Val Dancer progressed nicely in staying chases, and then you say won the Welsh Grand National last year and last season, and shapes like a thorough stayer who will enjoy this trip. Race fit after a reappearance on seasonal debut at Carlisle, finishing last of 9, but race fit and now needs a clear career best against stronger opposition here. But I'm pretty confident of a big run from Val Dancer at around 16-1, and Gaborio, I think I pronounced that right. It's right down the bottom of the handicap. It's number 13, Gaborio, a solid handicap who often runs his race and arrives on the back of a good second at Aintree last time out as well. His jumping's usually reliable. It's well weighted, and stamina at this extreme trip is unproven, but he did finish 3rd of 7 at Haydock last year as well, over 3 and a bit miles. So hopefully obviously this is backing trip a little bit on that, but hopefully he'll run a decent race at around 13-2. Gaborio, and Val Dancer is my other one on that one. Many thanks for joining us today, for listening to the latest edition of the Racing PodBlast. Very best of luck with all your national hunt bets this weekend, and you can catch me on 3B's Radio Bridlington every morning from Monday to Friday between 6 and 9. And you can catch them all from Ben over on narrowingthefield.co.uk. Thanks, and we'll see you all again soon. Cheers, Ben.
Cheers, Donut.